Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back for another BoshNRoll video. Today, I'm playing Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber Cerno, and I am playing his Asmo Time Sieve food combo deck. I'm pretty excited about this deck. I've been asked to try Time Sieve on the channel before, and frequently the shells, what it takes to set up Time Sieve would just win the game on its own, and it makes no sense to actually play or activate your Time Sieve. But this deck actually has enough random artifact rectangles that you're happy to do this. Here's the engine. Let's set it up. So we've got the Underworld Cookbook, discard a card, create a food token. Sure. Oval Chase Daredevil. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may return this from your graveyard to your hand. If you discard Oval Chase Daredevil to make a food, foods are artifacts, bam, Daredevil's back in your hand, and you can just do this for as many times as you have cookbooks every turn. While you're doing that, Asmo, etc. I'm just going to call her Asmo or Asmo the whole time. Asmo can kill creatures. You sack 2 foods, a creature deals 6 damage to itself. When she comes into play, you can tutor up a cookbook, and you can only cast her if you've discarded a card this turn. So she uses foods for advantage. She also tutors up cookbooks, gets your engine going. Academy Manufacturer, here we go. Now it's getting crazy. If you create a clue, food, or treasure, and instead create one of each. Now every tap of your Underworld Cookbook makes 3 artifacts instead of 1, and you can do it every turn. If you have 2 cookbooks and a manufacturer, that's 6 artifacts every turn, which is the critical mass of Time Sieve, sacking 5 artifacts to take an extra turn after this one. I'm honestly not sure if Academy Manufacturers are exponential output. I have not played enough with this card. Like, the first one would replace your food with a clue, food, and treasure. With the second one, replace each of those clue, food, and treasures with a clue, food, and treasure. And then you get 9 per activation? Or do you get 6 per activation? We're going to figure out that one as we go. Either way, 2 manufacturers or 2 cookbooks with 1 manufacturer get us into Time Sieve zone. And if you don't find or can't get a Time Sieve going, Urza Saga is of course in this deck. And Urza Saga makes objects that care how many artifacts you control, which could be a lot. Even if you're not taking infinite turns, bashing with 15/15s will get the game over pretty quick. Sarenth Seeker. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may reveal it, put it in your hand. If you don't put the card in your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. This can mill over Daredevils or whatever. Get that engine going that way. Also just draw a bunch of cards if they're lands. 4 Unearth in the deck. This hits Asmo, it hits Seeker, it hits Manufacturer, it hits Emry. Speaking of whom, Emry is in the deck as well. Mill yourself, recast your artifacts, recur your Time Sieves. Off we go. Everything sort of layers on top of each other, and you get a coherent deck out of it. Also, due to the color pip distribution, we get Jeggy as a companion. Old 8 mana 5/5 frequently wins a game when nothing else is going on. And our sideboard is full of stuff that slows down our opponent to let us get our hooks in. This deck makes a lot of sense on paper. Let's see if it keeps up with the Modern format. That's the real test, because Modern's very powerful, but this is at least a well-constructed, well-reasoned pile of Magic cards, and that's generally where I want to start with a deck. Let's do it. I'm on the play for round 1 with a hand that is deeply unkeepable. You usually want exactly 1 Oval Chase Daredevil. This is too many of that. Okay. So we've got Urza Saga, 2 of them, 2 Graves, no discard outlet currently, but Saga can tutor 1. I am going to keep this hand, and I think I'm going to bottom the second Saga. Yeah, I'm going to send Saga number 2, keep my colored sources under me. Try to get Asmo going. We'll bobble my opponent, see what they're up to. See a mountain. Okay, good to know, as I put my Water Grave into play tapped. There's a mostly painless source of mana, less painless than a Shockland anyway. And Inspiring Vantageless Mountain. This smells like burn all day. And indeed it is. I'm a deck that's built around the ability to make artifacts that sack for 3 life, but I do have to get that engine online for that to matter. Saga's going in here, and I think I do want to just keep bobbling and see what I can come up with. Bobble you. Another land. Okay. I can cycle this Unearth, which I might do if I need to get some action going. Haywire might. Okay, that gains life. So does Shadow Spear. Oh, I can cycle Unearth and cast Asmo because that is a discard. That is more powerful, I believe, than making a 1/1 construct here. Yeah, I'm going to cycle Unearth on my turn and play Asmo. There goes the Scalding Tarn. And here's an attack. How much am I taking? Just 1. That's terrifying. So probably Idle onto the Great Revel. Oh, just nothing? That's even scarier. Second Asmo. Kind of like that. I'm going to get basic Forest. Cycle Unearth. Make sure to leave up black so I can actually cast my creature. Cycle Unearth. And here's Asmo. And that draw found Daredevil. If I can get my food engine online, it's all here. Kind of expect Asmo to eat some sort of removal. But I mean, that's fine. That's 3 damage I didn't take. She is not the important part of the combo. And I have another one. Everything's coming up Millhouse. They still haven't played this mountain that we saw. Or did they do that on turn 1? Uh-oh. I've lost track. I was on the play this game. Yeah, I think we have seen this mountain, actually. There's a Boros Charm. I wish I could tutor this Haywire Might directly into play. Don't really want to have to spend mana on it, but I think it'll be okay. And let's get Shadow Spear instead. I am not going to make a construct. I want all my mana. I could just tutor up a cookbook. Just food the hell out. Oh yeah, Manufacturer makes treasures as well. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, the treasures give me a lot more to work with. Academy Manufacturer, get in. And I believe it's worth Shocking and Watery Grave here to get a second cookbook in the mix. And now I'm gonna move to the end step and see what they want to do about anything. They didn't do anything, but I'm gonna just see if this works. Okay, we're going. God, I better set some triggers. Always yes, and always yield. And let's make another boat of these. Okay, cool. I have enough mana off the treasures to sack one of these foods if I need to. That was a pretty exciting turn. But there's a mountain. Was that the one we saw? I guess there's no way to know. Skewer the critics targeting my Manufacturer. I suppose that's fair. There's nothing to be done about that. Now I'm probably gonna settle into just eating my foods. And I don't have to do that now. This is all treasure mana. That'll still be there next turn. Okay, cool. Massive life gain engine available to me now. Mishra's Bauble. Take a look at my opponent's draw. Arid Mesa. That card sucks. Daredevil, get out. I've discarded a card, which turns on Asmo. Asmo can tutor up another book. And now I'm making 3 foods per turn. And I can kill this Swift Spear at will if I care. And there's a Haywire Might in play. And I'm all in here. I might as well just do the thing that I do. Do it all right now. Okay, Blammo. And before they blow me out somehow by drawing some gain life card, I'm just going to gain 3. I'm at 10. You're up. Oh, baby. It's happening. Drawn a card with Sunbay Canyon. We might get a concession before we even reveal time slip. That would be truly disappointing. Spiking me upstairs. Arid Mesa. They attack. I'm just going to block with Haywire Might. That's very easy. That's even better than killing the thing. I can also kill my Haywire Might at will and gain 2 life. Oh, yeah. Okay. This isn't quite infinite yet, but it's very deep. I net lose 2 artifacts per turn, but that's fine. I'm Sieve. Blammo. Sacrifice 5 artifacts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I sacrificed the might. I just like gaining life here. And I'm gonna attack. Alright, time Civ win. Game 1, match 1. Love when it works. Bringing in a whole boat of Haywire Mites. There's a bunch of them in the sideboard. I'm gonna use them. They're great to just... They kill Eidolon. Or no, it's non-creature, right? Still. They don't kill Eidolon, but they do block and gain life and just pop out. I think time Civ is less important to this matchup. Like, we gotta be alive, and then that'll show up when it shows up. That's not really the angle I'm trying to go fast on. Bobble is kind of risky in a world with Eidolon of the Great Revel, and if my baubles are bad, I'm gonna shave an Emry as well, and these changes make sense to my brain. My hand can start making food as soon as turn 1. That's not a whole engine on its own, but I do think it's good. I believe I will keep this hand. In trouble to a Smash to Smithereens, but what else is new? And I do have to shock in Breeding Pool unless I draw a pain-free land. Opponent's on 6. Get my Jeggy back out here so we don't forget about it. Another Manufacturer, okay. Don't love taking that 2 damage, but it's what we got. Passing the turn. Goblin Guide on turn 2, right on time. You'll have to see it. Find me that land. I kind of need one here. Land, please. Haywire Might. Alright. I mean, I accept that. Do have a second land. Discard Daredevil. Let's see if they have Surgical Extraction or something. They do not. Cool. Love it. There's a Saga, and I can play Haywire Might here. And I can play Shadow Spear too. Or, I think I want to save Shadow Spear. Maybe Air Spell Bomb's better. I kind of think that dumping out artifacts is more important. Roiling Vortex is a card they could have, I guess. But I'm going to block, so that doesn't matter. I could equip my Haywire Might with Shadow Spear next turn. None of this matters. I'm just going to put Shadow Spear into play. Game Objects Theme Deck. If I draw the top card, if there's a land on top of my deck, then we can get Academy Manufacturer down and we're in Party Zone. If not, I have concerns. Wow, bolting Haywire Might. Love to see it. I'm going to respond by making a food. This is gain 5 life, effectively. Let's go. Alright, you're up, opponent. Sulfuric Vortex, good. Roiling Vortex, good. Anything that stops me gaining life, but I have 3 more of this card and a Saga ticking up. Come on, find me the land, find me the land. Underworld Cookbook on top. This is a lot of food and nowhere to eat it. Roiling Vortex confirmed. I guess in that case, I'm going to take this opportunity while I still can to gain 3 life. It costs a red to make opponents not gain life. I'll just do this right now while the getting's good. Take Oval Chase Daredevil. And pass the turn. Next turn I get a Haywire Might. I would rather find the land though. Oh my goodness. Swifty. Come on, Goblin Guide. Help me out. Oh no, Mishra's Bauble. That deals 5 to me if I cast it. That's not true. I'm going to have Haywire Might in play. But I might have to... I would like to... I guess I can't really afford to take a turn off here. I would rather block with Haywire Might than just sack it. But this is where we are. My hand contains Mishra's Bauble. And it hurts me a lot to cast that card. And I don't even get the life off Haywire Might. Missing that 3rd land has been a complete disaster. Bauble you. Arid Mesa on top of your deck. Okay. And would I rather play Spell Bomb that can draw a card or Cookbook? I think Cookbook, so I'm just completely set up. So now I'm 2 mana away from Academy Manufacturer. I think we've lost because I'm now down to 1 land. Disappointing. The start was so exciting. Drawing a card. It is Urza Saga. There's the Arid Mesa we knew about. In one very real line to still win this game is make an enormous construct and equip it with Shadow Spear. But if we're getting Boros Charmed right now, I suspect that's not work. I'm just at 6 versus 2 cards in hand. Still not drawing lands. There's Time Sieve, which could be an out, but I'm running out of colored sources with which to cast that card. And Aether Spellbomb rules, though. This can buy me some time. Daredevil. Daredevil. Okay, so if I A, survive the turn, B, resolve, A, survive the turn, B, draw a land, I can go off for infinite here. Because I can play Academy Manufacturer with my third land, activate the two thingies here, the two cookbooks. Moment of Truth, Goblin Guide. Are we good for 1 this game? You've attacked 5 times. Nope. Asmo, who I cannot cast with the land that I have. Okay. I guess I have to let them put me to 3, draw a card with Aether Spellbomb. This has been a disaster. So close on so many fronts. Boros Charm. All creatures are lethal in this world. No bounces will save me. Bummer. Yeah, I mean, we had a shot on turn 3 to win the game, and then we had a shot there to also win the game. It's cool. It's cool. We'll figure it out. I think my deck is about the same, though. Actually, I'm going to cut Mishra's Bauble and bring in Boseiju. Boseiju answers Roiling Vortex, and it's just an additional mana source to make sure I get to that clutch 3. We were not able to do that game. Oh, baby. Full house, but it's full of people I don't want to hang out with. Mulligan. This is a lot of cookbooks, and it doesn't make Asmo. Mulligan. Oh my god. Well, I'm in a bad spot. I'm gonna keep and bottom 1 of the Daredevils, 1 of the Asmos. Yeah, this is tough. Tough mulligans, tough crowd. I don't think they're gonna cast a spell on turn 1, so I'm not gonna shock in and leave up Fluster. We need a cookbook ASAP, or even land number 2 for Saren's Seeker would do it, or at least get me going somewhere. Haywire Might. I think I'd rather hold up Flusterstorm on this turn cycle than play Haywire Might. Them not playing a creature on turn 1 makes me think they have a spell hand. And I will counter just about anything they cast here. Lightning Bolt, yep. Healing Salve, that one. And now the actual fear sets in. Spending 2 mana on something Sanctifier in deck. Come on. Tough crowd. Okay, Overchase Daredevil doesn't work now. Okay, this is Exile it instead. All right. I did find another land, which gets me Saren's Seeker, which could be an engine with Haywire Might. Not if they're Searing Blazing it, though. Yeah, this card's a problem. And they skewered the critics before the turn ended. Haywire Might and Aether Spellbomb are coming in. What even are my outs to this card? And Aether Spellbomb can remove it temporarily. That is in the mix already. And that's all, folks. It's the only thing I have. Do I just coward block always? 8. They have 2 cards in their hand. Yeah, I guess I'm going to block. They're doing something with their mana. Skullcrack? Okay, yep, that works. You got me. Oh, there's more. They're also fetching. This is the last card in the hand, though. What is it? You just Boros Charming while I'm tapped out. Is that the line? Roiling Vortex follow-up. Yep, perfect last card. Makes sense. Okay, in some trouble here. Oh, sick. Got him. Haywire might get in there. Play 1,000 of these for a reason. Take this out before they can activate it. In block sack, not really. And it saves the same 2 life. They are Hellbent, but they have a Sunbaked Canyon, and they have a sticky threat that's good for repeatable damage because they simply cannot remove it. They're tapping mana for spells. Oh, no, they tap mana to draw a card. No spells. No more spells. No more spells for you and perfect spells for me. That's all I ask. The white, this is going to be a second Sanctifier. Couldn't beat the first one. What are we doing here? No respect at all. Another Overgrown Tomb. I think I'm dead. I have to draw a card with Spellbomb here and just try to make something happen, but it doesn't matter. Okay, GG. Yeah, missing our land drops in game 2 cost us this match. We were never winning this game. They had these 2 powerful sideboard cards that they didn't show me game 2. Game 2, the runway was clear more than once, and our deck just did not produce land number 3. But this one was a huge problem. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the draw for round 2, and I do like this hand. I'm going to save the Steel Seeker to trigger, or I'm going to save the Mishra's Bauble to trigger the Steel Seeker with on turn 2, rather than bobbling on turn 1. A Stomping Ground and a Crashing Footfalls. Okay, that's what we're up against. Understood. Ooh, another one. I'm going to play Watery Grave, tap, and pass the turn. Spend another Rhinos. Okay. That taps them out of meaningful interaction. Do I want to save 2 life on Ancient Tomb by playing Boseiju as land? The Boseiju doesn't really matter in this game 1. Sometimes they have Blood Moon game 2. I guess I've seen it in main decks too. Maybe I should hold on to. Sure. Alright. Shock it in. Let's see a bunch of cards. Zarenth, Steel Seeker, go. Mishra's Bauble. Trigger. I will put Polluted Delta in my hand. Already rewarded with a card for waiting on these. Zarenth Seeker. Urza Saga in my hand. Yes, please. Bauble you. And that's a forest. Got it. Okay, I'm going to pass on this other Bauble because I can get more information if I wait. Another Saga. Okay. I think I have enough of those at this point. There's the forest. Here's another can of Rhinos at sorcery speed. And we saw no Blood Moons. There's a Become Immense, which I don't think the Murktide builds also play Become Immense, but maybe they do. I don't know. We'll find out together. And I'll bauble them now that they've moved the top of their deck around. Their next card is Brazen Borrower. That's important to know about. That's an interaction spell. Draw for Bauble, it's a swamp. Draw for turn, it's another Steel Seeker. This is a lot of this card that I've drawn. Okay, I'll play Saga and play a Steel Seeker, and basically I'm just in trouble now. What do I need to be doing? I need to rip Book, play Manufacturer, and start cooking books. And even that might be too slow. I am just going to take 8 here. They have another Violent Outburst in hand, then I end up taking 10, and they have another can of Rhinos in play for next turn. Brazen Borrower is in the mix now, and we know about it. It's Daredevils. All daredeviled up and nowhere to go. I think I have to play another Saga here. I'm going to be treading water, barely surviving. Regardless, I might just be actually dead right now. I'm going to have to make some blocks that I'm not going to be happy with, just to be at 1 or 2. Oh god, Jesus. Alright. All 4 copies of Crashing Footfalls are accounted for. And my opponent is pretty blatantly double queuing, I think. They just are taking multiple minutes between very simple decisions, so I'll let them click through this, just in case time comes up. Okay, that was a complete shithousing, courtesy of the Rhinos deck, which is one of the best decks in Modern. Can't be upset about that outcome. Flusterstorm stops the Rhino spells. I have Boseiju in the deck that can hang with a Blood Moon. I probably want my extra one just in case. Haywire Might is also tutorable to deal with Blood Moon. Time Sieve might be important here. They have access to 4 Endurance in their deck. I'm not sure how many they're actually going to have against me, but I think Time Sieve, a Bauble, and a Daredevil can be shaved. Okay, a Flusterstorm start with Emry and Time Sieve. I will keep this on the strength of Flusterstorm. The Time Sieves are not super helpful. Oh god, they had Gemstone Cavern. Of course they did. Now I can't even play Time Sieve on turn 2. Just gonna land pass. And I'll fetch a Watery Grave now. Yeah, I'll just get that one. Saga, cool. Okay, this gives me a real plan, something to do. And they can't dance around it forever. Like if I just had to land go, and then just dance around with my Flusterstorm versus your Rhinos for the rest of the game, that's eventually a problem. Okay, they started to spend mana, then changed their mind. Passed into my turn. Gonna see our can of Rhinos now, or when. When's it happening? I'm gonna play this Polluted Delta. This can fetch a basic if I need that. Okay, so I'm gonna get to counter the first can. It does throw off my Saga. Murktide revealed. Force of Vigor. Cluster these Rhinos. They will not be able to force a negation 3 times to pay for all these. Doing something in the main phase here. Just Shardless Agent now. Okay. Do have Murktide. We know about Fury. We know about various other things they could be doing. Force of Vigor. Brazen Borrower. We haven't seen a Blood Moon, and we saw a good chunk of their deck. I think I want to fetch just to have solid mana available now, and if they Blood Moon me, I'm dead. And I'm not holding a Viseju or an Out to it anyway. Sarenth Seeker. I think I want to just get Emry into play here. If I tutor a Cookbook, might need Shadow Spear to win the game, though. No, I think I have to time sieve them out. Alright, so tutor a Cookbook. Shock in Tomb. Oh, that hurts. Yep, Shock in Tomb. I guess I don't have to do this. Let me think about this. I do have a colorless floating. Do not Shock in Tomb. And then I can play Sarenth Seeker with my floating mana. And I can make a food which triggers Seeker and Daredevil. And then I can play Emry with what's left over. Unearth. I will put that into the graveyard. And then play Emry. Okay, I need to get to 5 artifacts next turn, and then I need that to convert into another 5 artifacts on the following turn, because I don't have a lot of time left here. There's a Bauble in the graveyard. I can play the food that's 3/4. Time Sieve itself. I do have a second Sieve and Emry, so... And I do have access to 5 artifacts next turn. Good thing their deck's not full of cheap interaction like Fury. Woof. Okay, the killing the Emry takes me off one of my 5 artifacts for next turn. If I draw some source of an artifact, we can still time walk once, but now my engines are gone, and I don't even know what that converts into from there. Draw for turn, and it's Urza Saga, which does not win me the game. I mean, I could just cast Daredevil, go to 2. Yeah. Oh no, they have a spell. Hardcast Force of Vigor. I think that's what they just represent. I'm going to make a food with Daredevil, and then I'm going to cast Daredevil. And just try to block, but if they have literally anything, I'm dead. Okay, Force of Vigor, killing 2 things. Yep. We knew about that one. They telegraphed it a moment ago. It's looking bad. This matchup seems awful. But they have another spell, don't worry. Okay, sure. Yeah, that was a stern kicking. Unlike the previous game where it was close, this one was not even a little. On to the next round.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7-Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7-Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7-Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7-Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
On the draw for round 3, I'm beginning to wonder if the mana this deck works. I've mulliganed a lot and failed to function quite a bit in just my 5 games with the deck so far, plus this hand. I get draw step plus bauble plus draw step. I get 3 hits to try to make something happen, but And I'm not even like, the basic swamp makes Emry not even really a thing. I'm gonna ball good. I mean, this one I'm more inclined to keep, because this one, at least the one land I have, does cast my engine card, and then I have Book and Daredevil besides. I'm gonna ship Haywire Might and lean in on books and hopefully turn the corner immediately as soon as I'm able to cast Time Sieve. The tapped Sacred Foundry. Okay. Uh-oh. Did not hit the first land drop. Gonna do stuff now while my opponent's tapped out. I don't mind them knowing that I have this. Okay, deck. For real, for real. If I draw a land that casts Steel Seeker now, I immediately get to trigger it and dig another card deeper for a land, and then we're cooking. If not, I'll see you in hell, I guess. Because that's all I got. Battlefield Forge and Sacred Foundry. Oh wow, we're a Stoneforge Mystic deck. This is fun. I don't even know what this is. Boros Stoneforge? Not a matchup that was on my bingo card, but them getting Cauldron Complete certainly puts me under the gun. Deck, land, right now. Ah! Well, Aether Spellbomb is at least kind of a soft answer to Cauldron if I ever find a blue source. And I can redraw next turn if there's an emergency, which there might be. 21 lands in this deck. Yeah, I don't mind keeping that one lander on 6 that had the ability to dig for more lands if it hit the first one. Being a combo deck is nice, though. I see this Cauldron. I see the 5-point chunks my life total is likely to decrease in. But if I bounce Cauldron and then buy a bunch of time to do other stuff, then this Time Sieve could turn the corner quickly. Ending. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, Steel Seeker. I need you to be in play right now. Because Cauldron's here, and it's not messing around, and I just lost my answer to it. Jeskai Stoneblade, though. Nobody told me I could be doing this in Modern. Oh, sweet relief. I will play it. It's not the prettiest land. It does not cast Time Sieve, but I'm going here. Discard Daredevil, immediately make the Steel Seeker trigger. Find the land. Where's a Saga? Is that one even helpful? Can I be this picky? I mean, it's free. I'll take it. I guess I don't have to decide. It does sacrifice foods, which does meaningfully change the clock because my starting life total is a multiple of 5, and that's what they're attacking me for. Another Stoneforge, and the first one can activate right away. What's the follow-up weapon? How bad is it? Just grab a second Cauldron, wink wink. It's fine. Do appear to be putting Batterskull in right now for reasons unknown. This does not have haste. That is not a property of Germ tokens, it's a property of Cauldron. Sure. Batterskull's in play now. And I'm taking 5. And hopefully drawing a source of mana that casts cards. No, not yet. Where's the Saga? Oh, I should have made my food first. Now if I hit a land drop, I'm an idiot. Okay. Well, I could still put a bunch of artifacts into play. Emry to the graveyard. Take a food. And milling over real creatures now is an engine of sorts. Mill over Asmo, yes please. That's a way to stabilize the board in the future. I need the black source to do this though. Mill over another Asmo and remain completely unsuccessful in hitting a land drop. Okay, 5, 9, 10, 11. They have 11 here. If they attack with everything, I can block a Stoneforge. And all this red mana, they could just lightning bolt me if they get my life total to 3. Steel Seeker's dead. Okay, I have to rip the black source off the top and cast Unearth, and then I can actually kind of stabilize this board, but it does have to happen immediately. And if they have lightning bolt, I'm dead. Okay, deck, now's the time. Oh my god! Well, I can... What can I do here? I can cycle Unearth, try to spike a black source, but now that I'm at 2, most black sources aren't even helpful. Yeah, I'll cycle Unearth, and that's all I got. Another game where the entire engine was online, I just couldn't actually cast my spells. Probably going to rework this mana base on the backside Haywire Mites get in here. I think Needle get in here. I don't think I care about the rest of these cards. Shadow Spear is solid. I'm probably going to be shaving Baubles a lot. And Time Sieve. That's just a card that 4 is a lot of. And Daredevil's not a card you want 2 copies of in a game. That's my thought process with the cards I'm boarding out anyway. Okay, here we go again. This one at least has Urza Saga and 2 redraws. I will keep this hand. Or 3 redraws if we also cycle on Earth. Play my Swamp, play my Bauble, Bauble you. Aether Vial, my god, you're an Aether Vial deck? This is disgusting. Okay. How about a way to get Breeding Pool would be great here. Academy Manufacturer, not a way to get Breeding Pool, to my knowledge. Here's the Vial. I did bring in Needle and my Haywire Mites. That is also not a way to get Breeding Pool. I'm probably just going to have to cycle on Earth in this end step. Hitting land number 3 here. Once again, I feel like we've sang this song before. Hitting land number 3 is going to be critical. Remorseful Cleric. Okay. Graveyard Hate. Fair. Definitely cycling on Earth now. Cycle it. Come on. Land. Land. Oh, we did it. Access to Breeding Pool. There's a Time Sieve. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I'm just going to fetch Zap in Breeding Pool right now. I don't know if they're going to have Haven Mind Sensor or Leonin Arbiter or what the heck, and I don't want to find out the hard way. Filing something in here. Giver. That protects their creatures from Aether Spellbomb. Now the game is walk them into using their Remorseful Cleric somehow and then going off with Time Sieve. Sort of Fire and Ice, my goodness. Creature flying, I can't tangle with it with my construct. I am going to make a construct. One of those. And then Academy Manufacturer. I got to tutor up a cookbook and play Manufacturer. And then I'm going to attack and deal 7 to them. And if they want to clear out my Daredevil, it's going to cost them a creature, full ammo. And now I have Aether Spellbomb up as well. And I get my Daredevil back. Wasn't really expecting that. Okay, I mean, that's cool. If I Spellbomb, if they go to equip their creature and I Spellbomb it, and they give it protection from colorless, then they can't equip either. Got options. Vial's on 3 now. Flicker was kind of scary. Uh-oh. Vialing in some 3-drop. Deputy of Detention. Who's in detention? The construct. Yep, that's fine. That's not the permanent that I care about. Sort of Fire and Ice. Okay. Do I even care about this? Doing a bunch of damage, drawing extra cards sucks. I would prefer that this card not be in play next turn. Because next turn I'm going to go for my win. So I think I let it hit me once. This is a 1/3, so they can't kill it. So if they're going to protect it, the Spellbomb from it, yeah, I guess maybe that didn't make any sense. Yeah, that just knocks Sword off it. It doesn't actually remove it from play. But if they have this thing in play holding a sword, maybe they will care more about it and won't realize what's happening until they're already dead. Okay. I have a chance to get busy here. Interesting. If I cast Unearth, what happens? Nothing yet. If I go 1, 2, 3 with treasures. Alright, we're about to find out what happens when you have 2 Academy Manufacturers. Nobody's ever done this before. I'm sure it's been done many times, but I'm personally very excited about it. Discard a card, discard my Emry. Yeah, it doesn't matter what card I discard. Or I'll discard Daredevil and see if they want to mess around and find out again. Oh yeah, it is exponential. Good news, everybody. We're having a good time. Magic Online took a second to load that. I can't imagine the program could handle very many of these. Okay, and now I take all the turns forever. Blue, Black. Time Sieve. You know what time it is? Time to Sieve. And it doesn't actually even matter if they spellbomb me now, because any card, like I draw a card every turn, and then any card is worth a bunch of stuff. There's Urza Saga, Underworld Cookbook, activate, discard Daredevil, get 1 million things. It's gonna make sure my stops and yields are set correctly. And I can play Emry here. Then I can play Unearth, try to get this thing popped. Unearth, target Asmo. Wow, they're just not interested in the graveyard hate piece they have. I think they know they're dead, and they're just seeing how much time it takes me to kill them. It's going to take a long time because I am enjoying myself. I'm going to do the whole blessed thing. Get another round now. Cool. And I'll go to my next turn, which is when I start making Saga buddies, and these Saga buddies are going to be millions. I guess I should have been prioritizing sacking clues for extra turns. I was just like kind of clicking them at random. But the foods can actually kill their creatures. It's okay. I'll do it this turn instead. Discard Daredevil. And now we're at a point where if they try to exile Daredevil, I don't care because I have 2 of them. Also, I can make a construct in response. Also, I could activate the other cookbook in response. So none of this matters. And cook the books again. I'm so glad I'm doing this on Magic Online, not in paper. Oh my god. So many things. Okay, time to actually start winning the game. Asmo, kill Giver. Sack 2 foods. They activate Giver in response. I'll just kill whatever they target. I'm killing all their creatures this turn and then starting to actually attack. I'm going to win next turn. Deputy's dead. I can't kill the other one because it has protection from red, which is what Asmo is. Sack 5 artifacts. All the clues can go. Tragic to sacrifice so many card draws without drawing any cards, but don't need them. Busy winning the game. The opponent is at 2. And I don't really need to do anything else here. I'm just gonna go to combat. I will start saving clock now. We are fully in Insano mode. Let's get another cookbook so I'm not giving away any information. And then attack with all my things. And you're very dead. That was fun. That is certainly the appeal of what we're doing here. Okay, I did not have all my Besagus in. We saw Batterskull and now we've seen Aether Vial, so maybe I do want that. And Haywire Mites in, Needles in, Shadow Spear could be important if I'm not going all the way off. And Bauble is really good with Emry, but they've shown me Graveyard Hate now. Yeah, maybe I'm going to chill on Emry and leave Bauble. Just back off a little bit on that one. Amazing what happens when you can cast your spells. This hand can cast spells. I'm going to keep it. The whole engine's not online, but it doesn't really have to be. Can we dodge Aether Vial? We cannot. There it is. Can we draw Pithing Needle? Or Haywire Mite? We cannot. There it is not. And I'm going to play Breeding Pool tapped and pass. And I'll do the Serenth Seeker plus Bauble trick next turn. Taki War's Wage. Okay. That is a combo with Aether Vial. Certainly. It's just artifacts, right? Artifacts. Yeah, not artifacts and enchantments. Does that mean I want to slow down on Saga? Yeah, maybe it does, actually. Go Steel Seeker value here. Steel Seeker, Asmo, can't go to the graveyard, yeah. And I'll bobble my opponent. We saw Archon of a Myriad. Holy moly, that's not a card I want to play against. Luckily, they have to decide if they're going to pay for Aether Vial before they get to see that card. Okay, so they can't Archon me this turn. Vial will only be at 2, and they'll only have maximum of 2 mana. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, I don't care that much about. Can't really attack with Kataki because I will easily block it. They're thinking about it, though. Please attack with Kataki. I'm begging you. Send it in. Coward. Pithing Needle. Okay. Unfortunately, not a card that I can Serenth Seeker and double spell because of Thalia. I can't get Academy Manufacturer in here. And I think I am going to do that and prioritize basic forest. I'm trying to get fetch lands out of the way before this Archon of Emeria shows up. And then Academy, I'm going to have to start paying for this thing. It's fine. Academy Manufacturer, get in there. I want to trigger my Seeker. Emry. No, I do not want to mill her, actually. Or do I? Oh, that's close. No, I'll keep Emry around. Okay, now I can block Thalia. We've got Aether Vials to pay for. I can Violin Archon of Emeria after casting a spell. The stacks half of this deck sucks ass. What happened to Stoneforge Mystic? Give me that. Archon's here now. Basically, what I need to get going is Asmo and then kill all these creatures. So what happens if I pay for a Manufacturer? I get to play Urza Saga, tap this turn. Just fine, and then I can decide between Steelseeker or Emry, and I think I want Emry. Emry milled Asmo, 2 unearths. There's a bauble in the graveyard that I'm unlikely to use as my 1 spell for turn with Archon around. But maybe I will. That actually might work out well because between Thalia and Archon, I can't play Pithing Needle next turn anyway. Nothing came in off the vial on 3. That's a good sign. When the Saga pops, I could tutor Aether Spellbomb, which can remove Kataki for 1 turn's worth of insanity. I do believe... Well, if I pay for this, I can't even play the bauble because of Thalia. Okay, I think that's fine. I will pay the 1. Draw another non-basic land, which will come into play tapped. I think I want to attack with Academy Manufacturer. If they get me with some sort of combat trick, it's fine, but otherwise I'm poking for 1. Pretty sure there's a basic island in the deck. There is, yeah. So I can get a basic island next turn and actually have that mana. I think making the construct's more important than playing Bauble. Sanctifier Envec. Man, people like that card. And I don't like that they like that card. I think it's probably overall fine, though. If my plan is to tutor Aether Spellbomb, then loop that with Emry. This doesn't change anything. End step, activate Saga, which will trigger Sarenth Seeker. Seeker triggers. And Time Sieve. Do not put that in the graveyard because it will be exiled. And I kind of do want it. I will pay to keep my various artifacts here. Yes. Yes. Draw Time Sieve. Then, am I going to cast a spell this turn? Or just activate? I guess I'm just going to activate. So I'll not make the construct here. Tutor Aether Spellbomb. Yeah, I believe that's better than any of the other options here. Aether Spellbomb in the mix. Triggers Steelseeker. Cookbook. Yeah, we can put that in the graveyard. Emry can find it there. And fetch for basic island, which will bounce. Does this matter? I don't think I'm in a hurry to do this. So I'll play Polluted Delta and then cast Cookbook. Or is Bauble better? I think Bauble's better. Already had a mana floating. Don't need to do anything else. Here's Bauble. They're vialing something in now. Spell Queller. Okay. You got it, homie. Sure. And I will pass the turn. I'm going to bounce Kataki in their end step and give me a turn without the oppressive boot of Kataki on my neck. See if that turn can buy me any traction here. Spell Queller plus Archon is certainly a mood. Inspiring Vantage, the play here. That's an ETB tapped land that I think would have been in play if they had it any earlier than this. Prismatic Ending. Okay. Bounce Kataki. That was going to happen anyway. Get you out of here. That frees up my mana for a turn. How deep can I go with this is the real question. Because I'll have to bounce. I'd have to spend 3 mana to bounce Archon. And then another 3 to bounce Thalia. And they can vial Archon back in. Yeah, maybe this is not quite where it needs to be. Haywire Might is a sick one, though. So Spell Bomb, I'm going to target that. And I'm going to cast it. Cost 2, because Thalia sucks. And Steel Seeker triggers. Asmo. Don't put it in the graveyard, because that just exiles it. Bounce Archon? Or bounce nobody? Do I have to just take my medicine on Archon for a turn? I don't get another spell if I don't bounce Archon, and yeah, maybe, yeah, okay. I'm gonna bounce Archon. Oh, Magic Online seems to be hanging up on me. Okay, Archon's gone, which gives me a window to cast Haywire Might. They can just vial it back in right now. I'm gonna fetch in response so I can get a land through. So that's not gonna matter either. I guess I'll just put Watery Grave into play tapped. Oh shit, no, I was supposed to get an untapped green source. What am I even doing? Okay, Archon's back. And the spell is allowed to come through. We'll trigger Steel Seeker. Time Sieve into the graveyard. I don't need a second copy of that one. The first one's not even doing that much. And back for 3. Yeah, I was supposed to get a green source. That was the whole reason I did what I did. That can clear Aether Vial, and then I can actually buy a turn without Archon in play. For real. At 9, this is a return clock. You know they have Kataki in play in hand. And Prismatic Ending on my Manufacturer. That's disappointing. Okay, now Time Sieve is pretty much off the table, and they can attack with Thalia. No, I would just double block. Oh, wow, they're doing it though. Okay. Thalia is cramping my style right now. I'll put a double block on that. And I go to 3 here. Emry's my important card right now. And they didn't even replay Kataki. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm gonna try to use it. A Haywire might blow up Aether Vial. I gain 2 life from this. And we get rid of that. And then there's no Thalia in play. Either Spell Bomb. Play this. Bounce Archon of Emeria. Get rid of that. Then I can play Sarenth Seeker. And land. I want this to come in tapped. Yeah, okay. And we're just treading water for a turn. Something resembling stability is achieved here. We know Archon of Emeria and Kataki War's Wage are 2 of the cards in their hand. Okay, there's Kataki. Glad we had that turn without it. And Construct will either chump block a 2/2 attacker this turn, or just not be paid for next turn. Oh, I can double block as well, and then my graveyard's accessible. Okay, I will do that. Sure. And they put the Construct first in combat damage order. Wow. We're getting a lot of time that we shouldn't have right now. Okay, Aether Spellbomb. Cast it. Trigger Seeker. Asmo can go to the graveyard now, but kind of like having access to her, but I actually don't have access to her, so no. Alright, into the graveyard. Spellbomb, bounce, Archon, and then... Oh, I guess I had to do it in this order, didn't I? Alright, Sarenth Seeker. Number 2, get in. And what am I going to needle if I needle something? I mean, I'm at 1, effectively. I can just get a lot of triggers off of my Sarenth Seekers now. Unearth, top of the deck. Does getting Asmo into play next turn matter? It might. I'm not going to mill these. I'm just going to leave Shadow Spear in play. And I guess I'll pass. Game's getting tight. It should not be tight, but for somehow it is. I don't know how we got here, but we are here, and I'm taking it. Sanctifier, bummer. Okay. Unearth is a lot worse now on top of my deck. Here's the Archon. They can attack me to 1. If they are attacking me to 1, I'm going to have to use Shadow Spear to gain life this turn. I'll pay to keep that. Draw for turn. Spell Bomb. Cast the Spell Bomb. Get a bunch of triggers. Cookbook on top. I think I need to start making foods. Spell Bomb, Bounce, Archon. 1, 2. Equip Shadow Spear. Attack for 2, gain 2 life. Now my clock is in the danger zone. This match has ended up crazy. Completely insane. And I'm going to unearth a Wire Might. I think that's better than Siren's Seeker. Just the ability to gain life here. And I'm going to hold on to this cookbook. I think it's going to be important. Okay, I'm at 1 again. Jeggy's over here somewhere, but we have not had any sort of window to get Jeggy. They have 1 unknown card in their hand. There's Archon. Pushing your 2 damage again, okay. Oh wow, they're just attacking with a bunch of shit. Block, block. Cool. I didn't want those in play anyway. I gain 2 life when Haywire Might dies. Whoa, okay, Magic Online just shot through my turn straight into combat. We must have both F6'd at the same time, and I missed an entire opportunity to Aether Spellbomb. Now they can block, which I guess doesn't really change. I mean, it changes my ability to win the game, which does matter, obviously. Aether Spellbomb. Cast it. Seeker triggers. I'll take the Delta. Remove the Archon. Play the Cookbook. Seeker triggers. Cookbook in the graveyard. Blue-black. Play the Time Sieve. Seeker triggers. Academy Manufacturer. Keep that. Play my land. And pass the turn. Okay, I'm at 1 on the board. I think I'm actually more worried about my triggers at this point than I am about them killing me. Oh. Prismatic Ending on Time Sieve. That slows me down quite a bit. Archon's back. Oh, this is a crazy game. I wish I had another 10 minutes to navigate it. They're leaving blockers back now. Okay. Target Spellbomb with Emry. Cast Spellbomb. Unearth to the graveyard. Spellbomb. Blow up the Archon. Attack my opponent. They're at 10. The damage could happen fast enough here. And if they block, it unlocks Oval Chase Daredevil. A huge part of my engine. And I have a real creature now that can block. Steel Seeker, put Cookbook in the graveyard. I'm going to discard Pithing Needle to make the 3 objects and get 3 Seeker triggers. Beseiju in hand. Steel Seeker in the graveyard. Haywire Might into the graveyard. Okay. I have no idea if these decisions are even correct at this point. I'm just trying not to time out. Because I think I'm winning this game if I don't time out. Archon's back. Taking 2. Draw for turn. Target Aether Spellbomb in the graveyard. Cast this. Steel Seeker triggers. Emry to the graveyard. Spellbomb. Remove Archon. Back. For 2. Oh, they have something. No, not something. I Ganjo. Okay. That's disappointing, but okay. Discard Overgrown Tomb. Make the 3 objects. Equip Shadow Spear to the 1/3 and pass the turn. I should probably put Jeggy in hand. I should probably be drawing cards with clues. Just 1 minute on my clock to deal 8 damage is not that much. Deputy Detention, that sucks. Taking out that homie. Okay, so I gotta eat a food. Stay alive here. And I'm gonna use my treasures to crack a clue as well before I F6 real quick. Saga. They put me to 2. They might have got here at this point, so nothing happens if I don't remove Archon of Emeria from play. Or, no, maybe I bounce Deputy Detention at this point, get 2 foods, eat them up. Archon, or Saga. Alright, playing Saga tapped and passing the turn. I'm gonna time out. I can't win this game, but we are not in a bad spot. I'm actually kind of excited about the prospects of this game right now. Bounce Deputy, get my Academy Manufacturer back, make 3 things, eat a food, block the 2/2, draw a card. Yeah, I mean, I'm losing on the clock, but this engine is online and weirdly stable. I'll draw a card on my way out, like a boss. Second Manufacturer. Yeah, I mean, we're completely stable. We're just out of time. GG, opponent. Cool deck, and lots of sweet hate bears we had to wade through. And bummer about the clock, but GG. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. On the play in round 4, another sad hand that I have to mulligan. This one even has Cookbook, Daredevil, and Asmo in it, but it just doesn't cast the spells, and I don't trust this deck to draw the land. Okay, I'm in for this one. I'm going to send Basic Island to the bottom, and I'll Water Grave Pass. See what my opponent's up to. A Swamp is what they're up to. Alright, I'm going to do the Bauble myself trick with a fetch land, see if I want the card I have or not. Emry. Yeah, I'll take an Emry. And I'll even cast a Time Sieve to make her cost less. Alright, send it. My opponent now knows that I'm up to some mess right now. Urborg Swamp. Yikes. Oh my god, if they friggin' Dothy Voidwalker right now, I don't even know what to say. Okay, they tap 2 mana, then untap 2 mana, change their mind. And I will cast Emry now, before there's a Dothy Voidwalker in play. And now there's a Sieve and a Manufacturer in the graveyard, along with the Bauble. Demolition Field, okay. I do play basics. March of Wretched Sorrow, okay. Emry is, in fact, Wretchedly Sorrow. My Polluted Delta is a swamp right now, but I still would rather have a land I actually registered in my deck. Overgrown Tomb. Bauble. I'm gonna Bauble myself again, see if I like it. Bauble me. Forest, I do not like it. Fetch. The last fetchable non-basic there. There are the 3 basic lands left in my deck. Jeggy's in exile. He's looking good this game. Wall Coffers, yep, now they're going to start cashing out. They have 5 mana suddenly. Kicked Bloodchief Thirst. Pluto Delta, you're killing me, Smalls. Well, Jeggy, get in my hand, I guess. Nothing else really materializing here. Field of Ruin and Demolition Field available now. They're demolishing my fields. I will tutor a basic. Please and thank you. I got an island. They're all swamps anyway. That looks like they spent a turn investing in wrecking my lands, which did not actually wreck my lands. Night's Whisper, Jelly. On deck, how about a good one? Mishra's Bauble. Not really what I wanted. I'm gonna Bauble my opponent now because I'm done fetching for lands this game. Fatal Push on top. Jeggy's too big for that. And I think I keep a land in my hand for discard fodder. Defile, Jesus. Well, Jeggy is extremely defileable. Second Asmo, somehow not able to discard a card yet this game. Arn the Great Creator, oh good. My deck can beat that card fucking ever. Thundering Titan, with the mana to cast it, yeah, we're good, we're good. You can stop. What a slaughter, wow. What do I even do against that? Arn is not beatable. I guess I have to shave some of the time sieves, or should I be sieving harder? And maybe I need to take infinite turns before they do anything? What the hell? Bone Shards kills Planeswalkers, right? Creature Planeswalker, okay. I have 1 out to Karn. I don't think I want to be unmoored egoing them. Just like naming Cabal Coffers or whatever seems pretty weak. I don't know. Not super interested in that. Haywire might, I mean, Pitting Needle can at least stop Karn from making wishes. The Seiju can blow up. Scary permanents. Oh, Veil of Summer. They are a mono black deck. That's a place we could be. I don't think I'll need Shadow Spear. I might not be able to equip it ever, and also if they're a largely creatureless pile of cards, I don't care. I think I shave and unearth. So unearth is padding against removal as well, because I bring the creature back. This is crazy. Right, I'll cut another bauble, I guess. Okay. This is a nightmare. I will keep this hand. Overgrown Tomb and Cookbook here. The next turn I can Saga plus Seeker. And I have Cookbook plus Manufacturer, which makes Time Sieve better. Asmo, that's a card we have not seen yet in any game. Seeker. I don't really have any cards I want to discard right now. So if they Fatal Push here, it's just going to work. That's fine. I'd rather Asmo next turn. Veil of Summer. That's a good one. Watery Grave. Zap it in. I think I'm just going to make Academy Manufacturer. And if they try to kill it, I can discard something, make a treasure, Veil of Summer. Good chance they're just going to light up my Urza Saga with Field of Ruin right now, but nope, they didn't do that either. And I'll just go to my turn, see what happens. Vote a black. And yeah, I'll tutor here. Get... Yeah, I could Pithing Needle and name something. What do I even name? I don't really care about Cookbook. Bauble's at least a redraw. Target myself with this, because I do have a fetch land. This could inform what I discard. Emry. I do like Emry being here. Discard a card. I'm going to discard the Haywire Might and get Asmo going. Oh shit, I have to tutor. I don't have to, but I mean, I tutor. Their Field of Ruining me in response. Sure. Get the Forest so I can Veil. If they try to Fatal Push here, I get to blow them out. File. Yep. Veil Summer. Got that Summertime Sadness. That fizzles. Make a food. And everything else. And then I think I should use the Treasure to play Serenth Seeker. And then I have a floating black for Asmo, who can get another Cookbook, which I will get. And then I'll cast Trigger Seeker, and then I can discard and make another 3 game permanent objects. That's how Magic terminology works. Game permanent objects. And this triggers Seeker 3 times. Unearth, Graveyard, land to my hand, Daredevil to the graveyard. Yep, these are all in the correct places that they're supposed to be. And attack for 1. And if I play this land, I can crack a clue, which seems worth doing. Okay, here's my land. Okay, that was a big turn. Bone Shards for Mishra's Bauble. That's good, because one of the last concerns here is Karn the Great Creator. Damnation's not great for me either, but I've seen worse. Sure, these are dead. And end of turn, I'm going to crack a clue with my Treasure and my Swamp. Treasure and Swamp. Draw a card, Serenth Seeker. Asmo, okay. I have to discard a card to get Asmo going and get the first Daredevil in. I could put Jeggy in my hand as a discard, but that doesn't get me where I want to go. I don't really want to give up on Bone Shards. Or I can crack a clue first. Yeah, that works. That just gets me another thing. I don't get the Serenth Seeker, but bummer. I really want that card too. Okay, Serenth Seeker's gonna die. I'm gonna sacrifice you to the cause here of getting everything back online. Saga, Trigger, Asmo. Thanks for the black mana. Tutor Cookbook. Play Cookbook. I think I just make all the food now. Can't really think of a reason to wait. I'm about to be blown out by some very obvious reason to wait. I can feel it. Pass a turn. Karn the Great Creator. Here's this douchebag. I do have the answer to it in my hand. Glad I played around that. by not discarding that card last turn. I think Needle. Is that actually good? Yes, it is. Cast with additional cost, discard a card. Discard Daredevil to Bone Shards Karn. And then I just attack and threaten lethal with a construct token next turn. As making the construct gets Daredevil back in my hand, which makes 3 more artifacts with the 3 cooks. Evoke Despair, that's disappointing. Okay, so I'm going to make my construct first, because I'm going to have to sacrifice Urza Saga. I have to sacrifice a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker. I will float this Gajillion in play. I don't have to do all this in response, but I am. Okay, and then Invoke Despair kills Asmo, kills Saga, and then I lose 2 life and they draw a card. They're almost dead. I just need some small number of artifacts. Daredevil, probably not it. Daredevil. This is 12, 13, 14. I have 15 damage right now. That's annoying. Yeah, literally 1 short. And I guess I Pithing Needle, Karn the Great Creator. Karn the Great Creator. That's 15 damage. Put you to 1. Hope I didn't miss 1 damage or 1 artifact somewhere along this line. And I don't have the mana to get Jaggy. Evoke Despair, yep. I lose my construct, and then I lose 2 life and they draw 2 cards. And now they get to go off. I wish I had a Dryad Arbor to fetch. Relic of Progenitus. Yeah, that's a little late. Not bad, but a little late. And I'm going to eat a food here. I have many of them, and my life total could matter. Food Delta, okay. That's surprisingly relevant. Put a lethal creature on the stack. And having a second one in my hand means that if they kill this one, I can discard the other to pop this one back. I just have to dance around this relic to do it. Like if they commit relic to popping, then I can get them. Another Invoke Despair. Yep. This card, certainly powerful. Cost 4 to rebuy a creature. So if I draw any card here, and I discard literally any card. So I discard this Spell Bomb, and they'll have to pop Relic in response, and then I can activate my other cookbook in response. And I get at least get the Daredevils through it. They know now that my hand is 2 Daredevils. Not that I can play this any other kind of way. I guess I could have paid 4 to rebuy a different creature from the graveyard in that moment. It was available. Not sure if that's what I want to do with my life. I don't know. Opponent's got 7 cards in hand and 1 life. There are some number of dead cards in their deck, like Night's Whisper, but there's also just a shitload of game enders, and with 7 cards and nearly infinite mana, I think they can figure it out. Okay, here's Karn. I forgot to activate my cookbook in response, so there's 1 food not in play that could have been in play. That was pretty loose. Karn followed up with a different 9 mana spell. Yeah, that sucks. Then they gain 8 life. I will take 1 draw and see if I draw the other Bone Splinters, and then we're probably about done here. Oh good, Time Sieve, the turn after it was game over. Okay, looking for an out to Karn. My field has been ruined. I'll find an island. Yeah, I have the 1 other Bone Shards in the deck. Another 14 mana in the pool over there. What could go wrong? March of Wretched Sorrow, back to 22 life. I mean, the joke here is that doesn't even matter. So I'm going to play Polluted Delta. And then black, blue, Time Sieve. This gets back my Daredevils. And I'm going to wish for Jeggy this turn. And either I draw my 1 removal spell for Karn, and then instantly win the game with Time Sieve, or I don't. And that's going to be this whole game from here. Night's Whisper, yeah, you can cast that one now. They were at 1 life 2 turns ago. Now they're Night's Whispering down to 20. My life is pain. Another Whisper. They're about to learn how many basics I actually play. There's another one in here. Keep thinning me out. Bone Shards is coming. Yeah, this next one's going to hit for real, though. Okay, officially out of those. And now I can't cast Jaggy. Can still cast Daredevils, though. They didn't do anything else with their 6-card hand. Oh, cool. I think I'd rather just cast a Daredevil than take 2 to cast Jaggy. It doesn't matter, is the trick. Their hand is 6 removal spells, and whatever I play dies, and I just need to draw Bone Shards and then win. Another Demolition Field that they know is a strip mine. I didn't use it. Concerning. Veil of Summer, that plays. That Karn for 4. Are we somehow getting in here? They are demolition fielding in combat. Okay. Takes me off Jaggy, but I wasn't doing that anyway. Fatal Push. Veil of Summer. Like they don't have a second instant here. I should have just floated green off Overgrown Tomb. I don't know what my problem is. Now I can't play Oval Chase Daredevil. Yeah, that was bad. I don't really want to play Emry because if I mill over the Bone Shards, I have no outs to this except combat. Yeah, I should have floated green off the Overgrown Tomb that was dying. I was trying to like be clever and not show that I have Veil of Summer, but then I can't play a second creature as a result. And they're emergency cantripping with Relic. Okay. That gives them Revolt to kill Daredevil, which does get exiled now. So there's something there. They can Demolition Field and take me off another mana. But they didn't. Not yet. Please don't. Let me draw for my turn. Okay. Inexplicably, we are getting to cast another 4-drop. And I'll pass the turn. Demolition Field. Yep, perfect timing on that one. After my spell is in play that I wouldn't have been able to cast that you knew I had. It probably doesn't matter, but still. Damnation, that works. I do have Academy Manufacturer that can pick this up. Artifact comes into play. Rebuy the Daredevil. Shadow of Doubt. Okay. I'm not doing any searching. Just rebuying. And I'm not going to play this Misty Rainforest because that gives them a chance to kill it before I can cast my 4-drop, which is keeping pressure on Karn is my only way to win this game right now. Another Shadow of Doubt. They're just tripping through their deck. A third Shadow of Doubt. My God. It's funny they drew all those after using all of their strip mines. Bloodchief Thirst kills my creature. Relic of Regenesis, oh no. The Oval Chase Daredevil starting to feel the squeeze. Otawara. Oh my god. I forgot that was in my deck. Okay. Otawara. Let's fucking go. Time Sieve. Sacrifice 5 foods. Discard Oval Chase Daredevil. They pop in response. Oh, they didn't pop in response? Okay. Discard Oval Chase Daredevil. And I can't make a third one because then they can pop in response. So I'm just going to go to my bonus turn now. We're not going off. We are treading water. A Mana Source gets Jaggy into play. Bam, Jaggy. Time Sieve. Take an extra turn. And I kill Jaggy in response. Looks like a gigantic X damage spell. Oh yeah. Gaining 20 life. That'll do. Discard Daredevil. I don't even know if I can Emry at this point. Do I have enough cards in my deck to win the game? Then I take an extra turn. Relic, pretty annoying. Cookbook number 4. This makes it a lot easier to take extra turns. Just cranking out foods here. I'm going net -2 foods per turn. But I am gaining value along the way. Playing Emry now seems like a huge mistake. At 38 life, how do I even win that? I need an Urza Saga, is what needs to happen. I don't know if I even have any of those left in the deck. and I'm too worried about my clock to check. My food supply is getting kind of light here, deck. Come on, Saga. Watery Grave. I have a lot of lands left in my deck. Where'd they all come from? Even just drawing a different artifact that can trigger Daredevil would get me around the cycle again, around the horn. The Watery Grave tapped. But no, I have to eat my Pithing Needle right now. All right, deck, we need a big one from you. So I guess if I play Emry now, that might force the issue on Relic. Yeah, all right. I hate milling 4 cards in the face of this Relic, but off we go. There's a Manufacturer. They're going to have to pop. Okay, they popped. I let this resolve in the end step, and then I make a food. Okay, so 15 cards left in my deck. I got to deal 38 damage. But let's go, I guess. Seiju, not helpful. Yeah, literally just one more artifact in my graveyard with Emry gets me in proper infinite. But now it won't. Oh, wait, I can sack things and then... Oh, wait. Yeah, this works. This is actually great. I can sack a cookbook to time Sieve and then replay that cookbook with Emry, and we are proper infinite here. The mystery is if I can deal enough damage with the 14 cards left in my deck. And I even had enough foods, but it's better to replay the cookbook because that's worth multiple artifacts. Okay, I have an extra turn floating. Come on, Urza Saga. Second Emry. Oh my god. Don't think I can afford to mill 4 cards again. Take the extra turn, sacking the cookbook again. At least we're showcasing the deck. This might not be a deck you can actually play on Magic Online due to the click concerns, but we are doing the thing. We've done the thing quite a few times. And go to the next turn. Asmo, oh my god. A win condition. Of sorts. Play Asmo. I've discarded a card. Give it to me. There will be a brief search window here where I don't get to search for anything, but I can see if there's... Yes, there is still one Urza Saga in the deck. Although it's not going to matter, I am just tickled pink about this sacrifice cookbook. Because you end up getting 7 artifacts that turn by doing it that way, and that's just delightful to me. I love those little perfect little Magic the Gathering interactions. Unearth. Okay, attack my opponent with Asmo. Unearth is better being cycled away for possibility of Urza Saga. Instead, here we go. If I were just doing this for myself, I would have conceded by now and mentally chalked up at least this win. But I would like to put an actual win on the table before I do that. Okay, that's another way to win. I think that's enough. Now I'm attacking for 7 a turn. Daredevil's in. Other Daredevil's looping. I will get an actual win here. 5 minutes is enough to do that. Did the loop, take the extra turn, do the Emry thing. Do another Unearth. Attacking my opponent's life points directly. Like cycling the Unearth, costing me a card versus... Like if I hit the Saga, it's good. If Saga's the bottom card of my deck, it's very bad and I shouldn't be doing that. I don't have the mental bandwidth right now trying to navigate the clock to determine if I can win with what I have on board versus the cards in my deck. It is a simple division problem, but I literally can't do it. I'm focused on clicking. Another Unearth, oh no. I mean, there's now a 1 in 6 chance the Saga is the bottom card in my deck. I can also take 2 or 3 turns in a row now without having Daredevil in my hand, so I think it's safe to cycle this. Oh my god, we did it. Okay, we are going to get at least 1 win here. Not of the match, but of the game. And I am going to play Daredevil this turn. I have more than exactly enough, but putting Daredevil in, I can take enough turns now, especially with Saga, to win the game. And then I'll concede the match with my moral victory. 2 minutes on the clock. That's enough to attack for 18. Saga ticks up. Time Sieve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a construct. Discard every other card in my hand. I don't need to keep doing this. I'm going to stop. Attack with all my creatures. And plenty of time to attack for lethal at the very end here. Didn't make another construct. Click through it. Doesn't matter. 3 cards left in my deck. And we did it! Moral victory. Count it. Okay, sweet. I'm just going to concede in sideboarding here because nothing I can do with 40 seconds. I guess I have to submit, then concede. But okay, so we are 0-4, or we're about to be when I hit concede here. But 2 of them are timeouts. I mean, we have a whole game to play here. It could still go either way, but one of them was a game I was genuinely winning that timed out. And then 2 of them were mana problems, or one was mana problems and one was just getting absolutely smeared by rhinos. We're about to fend off a reverse trophy, but I feel less bad about this reverse trophy than most of them that I end up playing, because in paper, we're 2-2 right now. And there are decks that you simply cannot play on Magic Online that you can play in paper, and vice versa. Let's go do this last round. The Command Tower software by Eminence Gaming is perfect for hosting TCG events. It features easy-to-create event registration for 1v1 and 4-player Swiss structured tournaments. Event management has never been so simple, and it's web-based, so there's no download required. Get access for just $5 at eminence.event/subscribe. I'm on the draw in the final round. I'm going to keep this hand. It is speculative, but I've found that mana is a bigger problem than action. And this has part of several things going for it. Shock and Stomping Ground go was their line. Gun Shadow, maybe? I'm going to get my Might out there. I do have things like Emry that care about artifacts being in play. Brennan 6. Okay, this is going to kill my Haywire Might for free. Engine card. Alright, that's an engine card. Let's go. Overgrown Tomb. Tapped, and Underworld Cookbook. I wish I could have played this cookbook on turn 1, but we didn't have it at the time. For a Tri-Builder. Okay, so we're Scape Shift. What I have to do in this matchup is keep my life total up. They forgot to activate Renin 6. Count it. Didn't have a target, but they could have at least put a loyalty on it. Ooh, Saren's Seeker. I don't think that's better than Manufacturer right now. I'm going to play Manufacturer and immediately cash in the trips. Daredevil. And pass the turn. I mean, I have to assume this deck has Lightning Bolt in it. But if they could go for like an honest red-green Scape Shift for 18 or 21, preponderance of food tokens could keep me alive through that. Another Steve, okay. Lightning Bolt, less okay. You remembered to plus Ren this turn. And didn't fetch first. Could have been plus a land. They probably have their reasons for that, but maybe they also just don't. I don't know. I don't know their life, is what I'm saying. I'm going to fetch my basic forest. I'm just protecting my life total where I can. And I'm going to make a food which will draw or mill a card. Get my Daredevil back, and Steel Seeker mills a Daredevil. Cool. Another one of those for later. And I can eat a food this turn if necessary. They have 4, 5, 6, land drop 7, Shapeshift not lethal. Okay. If they can do something like land number 7, Bride of the Elysian Grove, plus Renin 6, make their second land drop, and then skip shift for 4 Valakuts, then I'm just never in this game at all. But if they just do a shift for 7 here, it's not lethal. Primeval Titan is a powerful card, though. Yep, this one is bad news. This will just get 2 Valakuts, and then they make their land drop for turn, which is 6 damage to my face. So I gotta draw Time Sieve right now, and even that probably isn't very good. They're passing. They're letting me have... Okay, I'm gonna gain 3 life now while I can. Not that this level of attacking is really overcomable. Boseiju. Not helpful. I'm gonna make my food. I get a Steel Seeker trigger. I think we're just super dead here. Opponent went way over the top of what we're doing. Didn't draw Time Sieve in time, which my engine's not even online for Time Sieve, so not even sure what the issue is there. And polluted Delta pass. And Besiegeing a Valakut feels real bad because they just get a different mountain off of it and zap you anyway. Okay, in response to this fetch, I'm going to zap one of the Valakuts. That way I'll at least take 3 instead of 9. Dwarven Mind, Jesus. Oh, they can't also be a creativity deck because they have Sakura Tribe Elders. So this is probably just some techie mountain that they can play. Alright, this game is not winnable. I think I might even be dead on board. But we're out of here. Way over the top with red-green Scape Shift. Deck I have not seen in a long time. The Seiju comes in, Unmordigo comes in. We need Valakut with that. Bone Shards could kill a Prime Time. But do I care about Prime Time if they don't have Valakut in their deck? I don't think so. The rare cut Haywire Might. Is that real? Oh, no, Dryad of the Elysian Grove cannot be hit with this because it's a creature. Shadow Spear, I like the life gain. I think the Unearth part of the deck. -1 Time Sieve, -1 Unearth. I'll try this. This hand does not do anything. Yeah, if the Boseiju was a blue source, I'd be in for this. I got a mulligan. Oh my god. Going to 5. Okay, here's a hand that I would have liked when it had 6 or 7 cards in it. I bought him one of the Daredevils, that's a freebie. And it's probably just Bauble. Because I'd be trying to Bauble into another land, at which point, why don't I just keep the land? And I'm going to fetch for my forest. Book some books. Oh, I should not have fetched for forest. I was trying to preserve my life total versus fair Scape Shift, but now I can't cast on Mordigo with the lands that I have. Woof. Or Emry. You know, like any of the things that my deck wants to do. I absolutely should have been tutoring for Breeding Pool on that first turn. I don't think I'm going to sack a food here. The gain 3 life versus having bigger construct equation. Bigger construct should win that, I think. On the play with this aggro Saga draw. Explore. And fetching. Another 1 mana thing to do. Suspended Search for Tomorrow. Oh yeah, we're kicking it old school. The Seiju I'm happy to see. Discard Daredevil. Want my construct to be large and in charge on arrival. Ren and 6, okay. I did not board in my Needle, I just didn't think that fighting over Ren and 6 was the way to win this game. And I still don't think so. I might just tutor Shadow Spear. Make 1 construct, tutor Shadow Spear, and just go as tall as possible. And gain a bunch of life. Yeah, they're putting out all these shitters in front of me that the goal of whom is to soak up damage while they get their necessary count and count up. 5/5 through Emry. I'm just going to float colorless, get Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear. Equip that. Even play Emry right now. I think I'm going to ignore Ren and 6 and just go face here. I get to gain 8 life here no matter what they do. Putting me to 25. They have 4, 5, 6. Land drop makes 7 lands. Okay. This is not going to work how they wanted to, but they've certainly blocked with Sakura Tribe Elder. And with Emry plus Academy Manufacturer in my graveyard, we have Omega Lethal next turn, if I get a next turn. They sack their thing, they take 8, I gain 8. And pass. If I had another green source, I could Emry, but instead I cannot. Or I could Boseiju because Emry's a legend, but I don't have one of those. Okay, here we go. Starting the turn with 6 lands in play after this Search for Tomorrow resolves. Ren can make 7. That's only Escape Shift for 18 damage. Dryad of the Elysian Grove BTFOs me. Primeval Titan and investing in the future does not beat me. But 2 of these are forests, so they can't prime time here into the requisite number of things that they need. If they have some juke or sideboard card like, I don't know, Creeping Corrosion, oh god, or Wish for Creeping Corrosion or Fracturing Gust or whatever the hell. Oh, they've cast Wish, so what do you got with that? Engineer Explosives on 0. Yep, that would certainly fit the bill. You got me. Okay, and I did collect a big smash with the construct before this happened. I got Emry in, who can deploy the Academy Manufacturer and get to work. That Explorer was so dangerous. Imagine if I had the land to besiege the Engineered Explosives because I decided to explore first. Oh my god. Felt so good. But that's not the world I'm in. Interesting. They are passing the turn rather than locking in any profits. The 3rd Daredevil is not what I wanted. Okay, I'll play the Seiju, which I'm bummed about, but it's come to that. Emry's going to target Academy Manufacturer, who I will summon before combat. And I will present a lethal attack that will get spellbombed away. And I'm ready to start regrowing with my tokens, but it's going to be slow going. There's that. Bang. These are all gone. And Lightning Bolt is a reason to do it now. Trying to think of a reason to do it now versus waiting, and Lightning Bolt we've seen it's a card in their deck. Okay, pass the turn. There's Primeval Titan. We knew this was possible, and now I'm less prepared for it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have enough mountains. Or is it 5 other mountains? Yeah, the 6th mountain does do it. Okay, yeah, so they can just kill my board and easily win from here. Got it. Understood. Disappointed. I was 1 mana short of equipping Shadow Spear to the Manufacturer before passing the turn as well. And drawing Spellbomb isn't even good because they just replay Primeval Titan. We are going to 0-5. Otawara. Yeah, I mean, I can bounce Primetime, but then they just play it. Okay. A genuine 0-5 on the record. But we already had this conversation a little bit. 2 of those are timeouts. This deck is not really compatible with Magic Online play, unfortunately. And we did showcase the things that it does. Like, I'm not too worried about the record. We assembled Time Sieve multiple times, something that I've been challenged to do on this format, or on this channel, many times over the years, and I don't know that I've activated Time Sieve a single time, despite all the challenges to do so. But this league not only did it, but it did it multiple times, and it did it somewhat regularly. I think the mana in this deck is a disaster. I kind of sensed it going in. The 3 basic lands plus 4 Urza Sagas and Otawara. Your fully 3-color deck, green, blue, and black, are all colors that you actually need to play the game. It's not like one's just a little touch here or there. They're all real commitments of the deck. And then you have to play Saga, so that's out. I think we probably just need to play like another Breeding Pool, another Watery Grave, and another Fetch Land. Maybe we leave in basic Forest, because that's our out with Boseiju if someone Blood Moons us. Like, Boseiju and Haywire might both work with a basic Forest, but basic Island, basic Swamp, or I mulligan multiple hands because it was like Swamp and then blue and green cards. I think 21 is a responsible amount of lands, especially with like the baubles and all the other things that this deck can do to gain value. The Saren Seeker, that thing's really good at seeing extra lands. Okay, +1 Breeding Pool, +1 Watery Grave. Is Grave or Tomb more important? Someone who isn't me, do the math and determine if Watery Grave or Overgrown Tomb's more important, but definitely +1 Breeding Pool. Keep the basic Forest, that's your out to Blood Moon. But I think this deck has already improved dramatically, just making that little switch. That's the thing that deck builders want to do a lot. I see it a lot more in Legacy, but it matters in Modern too, where you build your mana base in a way that it, like, air quotes, plays around Blood Moon, or air quotes, plays around Wasteland, but then you end up Blood Mooning and Wastelanding yourself because your mana base just doesn't work. And I think we can do what we want to do here with Haywire Might and Boseiju just off the one basic forest and respect what we need to respect. If we're looking for more slots in the deck, I wished multiple times that there was a single removal spell in the deck. And there's either Spell Bomb, but that's not really a removal spell. And Modern is not a format where you can just put your head down and charge. And Force Negation, Fury, Solitude, Endurance, etc. have really slowed down the Modern format. You have to interact. You can't just shove the way you could 5 years ago. And I think if we trim some of the packages here, like 3 is plenty of time saves, maybe even 2. 4 is a lot of Unearth. Like the dream of like turn 1 Emry, mill over Asmo, or Academy Manufacturer, unearth it, and then you're just going off on turn 2. It's not going to happen. Not in this Modern format that's full of interaction. So trim on Unearth. Saren Seeker and Manufacturer and Emry should all be 4s. And even Oval Chase Daredevil, you could play 3. It's important to find the first one, but the second one sucks. And you have a bunch of self-mill to get it going between the Steel Seeker and the Emry. You really only need to hit 1 at some point, and it only matters if you have a cookbook. You could get away with 3 of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots open right away. Just play some Fatal Pushes. Something in that regard. Fatal Push and Brazen Borrower, split them up. Give yourself a chance of interacting with something. I think I would do that as well. So improve the mana, and then some of these dedicated 4 slots should probably be interaction instead. Cerno, thank you for sharing this deck. It was a genuine delight. Don't let the record fool you. I had a lot of fun doing this. I love Time Civ. My current love in EDH, I'm really enjoying Tivit, Seller of Secrets, who is a Time Civ commander. So I'm feeling you here. We're victims to the Modal Clock, and then also the deck was a little too ambitious in its mana base and not ambitious enough in its spell base. So a few adjustments, 6 or 7 card changes, and I think we're going to be a lot more successful. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, check out the sponsors, everything that keeps the channel going, and I'll see you next time.